Greetings and salutations all. This is Josh One. We're back in the Battle for Azeroth Alpha, and today we're taking a look at the what I think is good for leveling the talents and stuff for the Guardian Druid spec. This is this isn't really having changed too much from live so far. Tweaks here and there, from what I remember. But we will go over stuff, and then I'll give y'all just a little, and I'll go kill some enemies real quick, just to give you see how the rotation and stuff goes, and just overall have a good time, hopefully. So here we go. At the 15 stage, we have Brambles, which is a passive, and sharp brambles protect you, absorbing and reflecting up to 304 damage from each attack. When your bark skin is active, the bramble also deals 47 nature damage to all nearby enemies every 1 second. This is actually pretty decent. Next we have Blood Frenzy. Thrash also generates 2 rage each time it deals damage. This is actually pretty good. I was running this earlier. Right now I'm running Bristling Fur. It bristles your fur, causing you to generate rage based on damage taken for 8 seconds. It has a 40-second cooldown. I'm running this right now because I can pull a bunch of things, pop this, and just wail away on things. It's really nice, actually. In the 30 row, we have Tiger Dash, which it replaces dash. It's on a 45-second cooldown. It activates your cat form, increases your movement speed by 200%, reducing gradually over 4 seconds. Next up, we have Intimidating Roar. It replaces Incapacitating Roar. It's on a 30-second cooldown, and you unleash a terrifying roar, causing all enemies within 10 yards to cower in fear, disorienting them for 3 seconds, and it is usable in all shapeshift forms. Next up, we have Wild Charge, which is the exact same from for live. There's no real difference on it. And the 40 row, we have all the affinities. Again, all 3 of these have not really changed. Balance is the same for just like every spec and what's on live. Feral is. Resto's a little different for this spec from the others, because on this spec, your gifts only heals you for 1.5% of your maximum health every 5 seconds instead of 3. Which makes sense, because 3% of your maximum health with the extra health you get would be... I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love it, but they're not going to do that, unfortunately. Level 60 row has not changed from the other specs, and I don't think it's changed from live either. You have Mighty Bash, Mass Entanglement, and Typhoon does the exact same thing if you've seen it on live. 75 row, we have Soul of the Forest. Mangle generates 5 more rage and deals 25% more damage. I've played with this for a while. It's not bad, but I am actually liking Galactic Guardian, which is a passive. Your damage has a 5% chance to trigger a free automatic Moonfire on the target. When this occurs, the next Moonfire you cast generates 8 rage and deals 300% increased direct damage. I'm running with this. This is pretty good. Incarnation, Guardian of Ursulk, is an improved bearer form that reduces the cooldown of all your melee damage abilities and growl to a 1.5-second cooldown. Causes Mangle to hit up to 3 targets and increases your armor by 15%. Oops. Last 30 seconds, you may freely shapeshift in and out of this form. It's on a 3-minute cooldown. It's a little long of a cooldown, I think, for it to be practical when just go out doing quests and stuff. I think Galactic Guardian or Soul Forest, either one of these are actually pretty decent. Honestly, for Galactic Guardian, I just kind of like the automatic Moonfire on a target. I mean, that's really the only reason I'm running this over Soul of the Forest. Neither one of them makes a huge difference when killing things while leveling, I've seen. But this definitely, I think, would be a nice cooldown for dungeons or raids, or even PvP, I think. Next up in the 90 row, we have Orth, Earth Warden. When you deal direct damage with Thrash, you gain a charge of Earth Warden, reducing the damage of the next auto attack you take by 30%. Warden may have up to 3 charges. I played with this in a dungeon, and it's not that bad. But I think for dungeon wise and stuff, I think Survival of the Fittest or Guardian Balloon would be better. Next, we have Survival of the Fittest. It reduces the cooldown of your bark skin and survival instincts by 33%, which is pretty decent. Next, you have the Guardian of Balloon, which makes its passive. Mangle increases the duration of your next Iron Fur by 2 seconds, or the healing of your next Frenzied Regeneration by 20%. I'm running this because the extra healing from Frenzied Regeneration is nice, especially if you pull one too many things, or just if you pull a pack and want to make sure you keep your health up. On the 100 talent row, we have Rend and Tear, which is a passive. While you're in bear form, Thrash also increases your damage dealt to the target and reduces your damage taken from the target by 2% per application of Thrash. Now, Thrash does go up to 5 applications. Unless you have the legendary, then I believe it's 2 more. Now, or maybe I got that wrong. I think it's 3, and then the 2 more makes it 5 because I've got the legendary on this. So I'll have to check. I didn't check that out. I'll have to check that out. But it's really good. You get up to a 6 to 10%, depending on if you have your legendary or not. Damage reduction and damage dealt. Next, you have Lunar Beam, which is an instant cast, has a 1.25 minute cooldown. Summons the beam of lunar light at your location, dealing a little over 1,500 arcane damage and healing you for a little over 7,000 HP over 8 seconds. I've been playing with this. This is actually pretty decent. I like this actually. This and Pulverize, I think, are pretty good for I think for running dungeons or raids. I'm running this right now because it's just pretty decent for just keeping my damage dealt up and the damage I take down a little bit while I'm having packs of trash and stuff on me. So it's pretty good. Next up we have Pulverize, which is it requires bear form. It's an instant cast, and it's a devastating blow that consumes up to 2 stacks of your thrash on the target to deal a little over 1,700 physical damage and reduces all damage you take by 9% for 20 seconds. This is actually I was also running this through a dungeon, and I think either one of these are really good. Though I think to actually just take the 9% less damage is better than the healing. I think overall. But definitely for just leveling around doing quests and stuff, I do think Rend and Tear is your best bet. With or without your legendary, I think it's the pants that do it. So without that, I think Rend and Tear is your best bet while just leveling up your druid. But definitely, probably at 110, I think Lunar Beam on Pulverize is going to pull ahead. Along with based on how stuff stacks up later on, I'm still thinking Guardian Balloon's probably going to pull ahead for most dungeon and raids and stuff. Unless you have unless you have a boss that does a lot of just basic physical auto attack damage and stuff, then you probably want Earth Warden. But we'll have to see, of course, which we don't have to wait for long because I think we only have I think it's actually the end of the week this week that the raid testing is going to start. Yes, hello there, Dino. But that's about all it for the talents. Pretty much the same as it is on live. Stuff hasn't really changed. I'm enjoying this very much. Since I don't take a lot of damage, I can really pull a lot of packs and stuff and just kill them. So we will go do that, and just be back in just 1 second. Okay, just gonna Start moonfiring the living hell out of things here. Where you guys at? You guys over there? Can you come over here, please? I need to. Okay. Everybody together? Okay, there we go. And yes, I know I'm a dirty clicker. As you can see, even without using my bristling fur or healing myself, I still got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 of them, 5 or 6 of them, and my health was down to about half. So even without cooldowns and stuff, regular mobs, at least at the beginning levels and stuff, as you're leveling, not really a problem. There is just gonna here so we can get speed up a little bit. There is a rare up here that I will, just because that's gonna do a little more damage and take a little bit more for us to kill. And let's put the iron fur up here, and as you can see, that just as we're taking damage, we're generating rage, which is pretty nice. And then we just pop off. Keep forgetting I have that trinket out of one of the dungeons that give you a cannon that periodically shows up. And now I'm sure my rotation and everything's not the best. I'm just showing you guys what's what. And while killing the little crab thingy. There we go. What do we get? Do we get nothing? No, nothing. Still everything's placeholder. But that's about all I want to show you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, comment. Please let me know what you think. Everything's appreciated. Have a good day, and as always, I will see you next time.